Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. PeterObi seem to be on the news every day, and this time around they are calling out Bola Ahmed Tinubu over the intervention and moves being made by PeterObi as he goes into history and present situation of Nigerians. This is getting interesting. Don't let me let the cat out of the bag. Let me give you full details as reported by PeterObi himself. But before we go into the news proper, kindly share, like, comment, and subscribe. Now, according to the news, PeterObi said, and I quote, he said, following my visit yesterday to the Faculty of Dental Studies at the University of Nigeria, UNN, I was inundated with reports concerning development at the University of Calabar, UNICAL, where issues around the dental students' graduation and induction quota have sparked serious concern. Now, while the specifics of the matter are still unfolding, I understand that the Vice-Chancellor has recently assured the public that steps will be taken to resolve the crisis. I appreciate her for this promise, and I look forward to a favorable resolution. Whatever the root cause, one thing is clear: no student should suffer due to what I consider a failure of leadership. We must give our youth the necessary education, particularly in critical fields like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, otherwise known as STEM, STEM. Education in these areas is far too important to be jeopardized by bureaucratic or institutional lapses. Whatever the issue, the student must remain in school and graduate appropriately without compromising standards. I feel their concern as I faced a similar situation as the former governor of Anambra State when the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria shut down our medical school at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, citing the absence of a teaching hospital, a basic requirement for accreditation. Students who had already spent 3 to 4 years studying medicine were told they could only graduate as biologists or in other science courses. I had just assumed office barely 1 year in when I met this crisis, but I refused to let those innocent students become victims. I pleaded with the council and told them that the children did not cause this issue and should not be made to suffer for it. I promised to take full responsibility and committed to building a functional teaching hospital within 2 years. They told me it was impossible to build such a facility in 2 years, but I insisted because leaders must be solution-driven, especially when the lives and futures of our young people are at stake. In less than 18 months, I fulfilled that promise. I built and commissioned what is now known as Odumegwu Ojukwu Teaching Hospital in Awka, saving not just the accreditation of the medical faculty, but the futures of young aspiring doctors to this day. I call on the federal government to give this situation the urgent and decisive attention it deserves by providing both financial and institutional support to the university leadership. The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Calabar and her team must be empowered to resolve this issue immediately, to ensure that no student is made to suffer for circumstances that are in no way their fault. At this critical time in our nation, we cannot afford to continue the downward trend of neglecting education and healthcare or failing to lift people out of poverty while wasting resources on areas that bring no tangible value. Our children must not continue to lose their future in Nigeria. A new Nigeria is possible with his signature insignia PO. Of course, Nigerians have reacted, but this particular Nigerian caught my attention. Let me read exactly the words he said, and honestly, I totally, absolutely agree with him. One David or Obiasogu said, I view with mixed feelings the calls for Nigerians on PeterObi to intervene in national crisis or problems that befall federal educational institutions under the federal government. On one hand, I feel very impressed that Nigerians know and appreciate Obi's problem-solving capacity and will. On the other hand, I am troubled that while a government that is elected to solve such national crisis exists, the people snub the government and seek intervention from a private citizen, which is Mr. PeterObi. How more useless and utterly irrelevant can Tinubu's government be that Nigerians are calling on PeterObi to intervene in the problems Tinubu is elected and duly paid for? What is the use of a government if citizens find confidence in the capacity and will of a private individual rather than the government in a deep crisis and urgent intervention? Now, Obi is not talking because he wants to talk. He's talking from experience, first-hand experience he had when he was the governor. That brings me to what Asari in his probably thinks this is maybe think this is militancy. When he said they should give him an Anambra State, he will govern. The guy makes me everything to him is militancy. Does not know when serious matters are being discussed. But meanwhile, it clearly shows you that Nigerians know capacity when they see one. It's very unfortunate that Nigerians are looking up to PeterObi when there's a government existing. It's amazing that they're calling on PeterObi to solve a problem that originally this government, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, should in all sincerity be solving. But PeterObi is giving them head start on what to do, calling their attention. So Nigerians need your attention here. Nigerians need your attention here. Do you honestly, except INEC want to be, should I use the word unfortunate? If not, we already seen PeterObi on ground, seeing the problems of Nigeria, meeting it as a private citizen. It reminds me of what Monday Okpobolo, who said 1.5 million, 15 million. I don't know if he has issues with zeros. Saying that where did the person when they give shishi get money? Probably I don't understand if you're trying to play politics. You're just trying to be sarcastic. But whichever one you're playing, you're talking about someone who even the federal government could not find a financial dent or fraud on. Is that the one you're passing? If we begin to parry side by side, even Adams Oshomola respects PeterObi. He will not say the words you said. Your Oga cannot say the words you said to PeterObi. Levels there for politics, so you want to play your dirty politics, play, but not when situations like this. Okay, situations like this, why is it that they're not calling on Atiku Abubakar? Because Baba does not have that kind of time. He's playing politics. Why is it that they're not calling on Kongwaso? Kongwaso does not play this kind of, everything to them is politics. But Nigerians know solutions. And you think, in all honesty, that when 2027 will come, Nigerians will leave the person who gave them solution. The youth will leave the person who thinks about their future and vote for the person who will give them 1,000 naira, 1,500, and a cup of rice or 2 cups of jebugari. Okay, no problem. But all we are asking for is just a credible election. But sincerely speaking, if you ask me personally, I think the government of the day should be on top of their game. If PeterObi is giving you head start, it's actually helping you people to function well. It's telling you people, look at your lapses. If the government of the day can expedite action on to become people-oriented, honestly speaking, it will be easier safe to canvass for vote. But not with PeterObi pointing at their lapses and yet they're not acting swiftly on it. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation. What's your take?